Hi everyone, welcome to Cryptolina channel. Before we start, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and put your likes and comments below. And also don't forget to subscribe to my Telegram group where I share my trading signal for you. And right now guys, you can get $4,500 on BYBIT. All you need to do is register on BYBIT, make your first deposit, and you can get this free money for your future trading. All the necessary link will be in the description. Let's get started. So in this video I will backtest this trading strategy that really works for scalping on 5 and 15 minutes time frames to see how much money we can potentially make with it after 100 trades. For that I will set my initial account size at 1000 with 2 risks per trade. I will test it on a price of Bitcoin USD on a 5-minute chart, and this strategy includes only one indicator and it's called Big Snapper. Big Snapper alerts by just uncle, so for the strategy to be ready we need to make some adjustments to the indicator. First, in the star section, let's remove all the lines except for this slow MA. We are not going to change their inputs, we are just going to leave them on a default. Before we get into the trading rules, let's first understand how this indicator works. So every time a green arrow is printed below the price action, this is a signal to go long. The indicator also includes the area where we should place a stop loss, and if we have a red arrow printed above the price, this is a signal to go short. We see the indicator is really easy to read, and even a person who has no experience can use this tool. Alright, so now let's actually understand the trading rules. Okay, so here are the rules for entering a long trade. We're only going to be looking to buy if the price action is closed above this gray moving average. This is an official confirmation that we are in an uptrend. A new signal has to be issued by the indicator and our trigger candlestick has to be bullish, and if we have these two conditions met, we can safely enter a long position. A stop loss will be set slightly below this green zone. The creator of the strategy mentioned that for a long trade we should place a take profit target at the recent highest price. For example, if you can find the recent highest price for you to take profit target, you need to use the trend-based Fibonacci extension, and what you basically need to do is to draw the Fibonacci from the lowest point before the price crossed above the moving average all the way up to the recent swing high. By the way, you need to access the settings on the Fibonacci and enable these numbers up to 2.41, 4 and 2, 4 and 2. Okay, now we're gonna set our take profit target. At the first Fibonacci level, we see the price easily triggers our target for short positions. The rules are exactly opposite. First of all, the price action has to be closed below the slow moving average and the indicator has to issue a new sell signal. By the way, our trigger candlestick has to be bearish. A stop loss will be set slightly above this red zone. We are gonna set our take profit target at the recent level of support. The only thing I don't like about the strategy is that sometimes the risk-reward ratio can get lower than 1 to 1, which in my opinion is not really good because you always want to be targeting more than you risk. If for some reason you can't find the recent level of support for you to take profit target, so you can use the Fibonacci tool. All you need to do is to draw the Fibonacci level from the highest point before the price breaks below the moving average to the recent swing low, and now you can set your take profit target at the first or the second Fibonacci line. If you had a signal to go short but the trigger candlestick is bullish, you can wait another candlestick. If the price candlestick is bearish, you can enter the trade. same is true for long positions. For example, you had a signal to go long, but the trigger candlestick is bearish. In this case, you can wait another candlestick, and if the next candlestick is bullish, you can take a long position. However, if you had a signal to go long, but the second candlestick was still bearish, you skip the signal. The same is true for short positions. If the second candlestick is still being bullish, you simply skip this trade. Okay, I hope you have understood the rules for the strategy. If you want to see some more examples, check out the original video by Online Trading Signals. Okay, now let's do our back settings to see how accurate this strategy actually is. Okay, so after 100 trades, we see that the win rate for the strategy is only 47. I found those setups within 2 weeks. We also increased our account size by 15.31. The profit factor is only 1.16, and we had 4 wins in a row against 5 losses in a row. So yeah, the results are pretty average, but the strategy is making money. I think the strategy can definitely be improved, and let me actually give you some tips. First of all, I would start with adding a good volume indicator to the chart with the goal to eliminate back signals. We can use this historical volatility percent line by Belly Poor. This is a pretty good tool because it shows the overall level of volatility in the market. If the volatility bears are below the moving average, the level of volatility is typically low, and this is something we want to avoid because we don't want to be entering a trade when the market is ranging. This usually happens after a big move. Just take a look at how well this indicator eliminated these back long signals. We wouldn't have entered the trade unless the volatility was above the moving average. Also, take a look at these examples. We see when the market is ranging, the volatility is low. Once the market starts trading, the volatility level increases. This short signal was definitely valid because the bar was above the moving average. This losing long signal was eliminated perfectly. The next sell signal was confirmed pretty well. And once the market started moving sideways, we see there is no profit for us to be made. Obviously, you can get rid of these colored bars, those are necessary. Another thing I would improve in this strategy is the money management. Just like I said, if our risk-reward ratio is often lower, then we're not going to make any money long term. For this strategy, I would suggest using a risk-reward ratio of 1 to 1.5, or you can use a different approach where you are letting your winners ride. For that, we need to add another indicator to the chart, and this indicator is called Parabolic SAR. And now your rules for entering a long trade would look something like this. First of all, the price action has to be closed above the slow MA, the indicator has to print a green arrow below the price, the level of volatility in the market has to be high, and our trigger candlestick has to be bullish. We can either set a stop loss at the parabolic star or at the green level. And now, very important rule: if the price action is moving in our favor and we are running a profitable trade, we are gonna close the position as soon as we have the parabolic star shift above the price this way. We allow ourselves to make some really good profits. Here is another example for a really good long trade. We see the indicators agree, all the conditions are met, and we will close this trade. For short positions, the rules would be exactly opposite. So the price action has to close below the moving average, the indicator has to print a red arrow above the price, the volatility bar has to be above the moving average, and the trigger candlestick has to be bearish, as the stop loss can either be set at a parabolic star or slightly above this red zone. And if the price action moves in our favor and we have a winning trade, we are going to close the position as soon as we have the parabolic star shift below the price. You would ignore every exit signal that Powerball XR gives you. If the trade is running in loss, obviously this is just an example of how I would improve this strategy. You can certainly use different indicators and try different money management, but if you decide to trade with this strategy without making any adjustments, bear in mind that the strategy gives pretty average results on a Bitcoin 5-minute chart. Okay traders, I hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe to my Telegram channel where you can find more interesting information about crypto world. It's all for now, bye.